Is the Tornado V3 the best speed cube on the market? I would personally say no. Out of the box, it was way too loose, fast, scratchy, and catchy. It was also too unstable for my liking, and the magnets were too strong. When I was setting this cube up, I found that the customization system was pretty easy to use. The center caps come off easily, the screw, the spring, and the magnets are pretty easy to change. They don't require much force to adjust, which I like, so it's easy on the hands. And it doesn't really bother me that you have to change 24 settings for the magnets, as it's pretty quick to do. So to set up this cube, I changed to setting 4 on the axis distance, or the inner circle, and setting 5 on the elasticity tension, or the outer notch. And I put the magnets on the weakest setting, which is the minus sign. I found that this setting was much more controllable and stable for me, and it became a pretty usable cube. In terms of lubrication, I gummed it up with some Nebula and Galaxy. Started feeling a lot better. It's now a lot more quiet, smooth, gummy, and more controllable. However, I'm having a bit of an issue with this, as at these tension settings, it's still too fast and too flexible for me, and it eats up lube. No matter how much I put in, it still speeds back up pretty quickly. I still also lock up quite a bit, and I wish that the settings for tensions were continuous rather than discrete, since 5-4 is too loose and fast for me and unstable, whereas 5-5 is too tight and slow. As a result, my CMLL and LSE feel incredibly fast on this cube. I can achieve pretty high maximal TPS on very well-drilled algs and sequences, especially some of the RUD and RYUD ones, and the M slices are super nice, so maybe for something like 3-blind, this would be a really good cube. However, I find myself solving a lot slower on first block and second block. The R-wide to R-move kind of grip switches are really unstable for me on this, and I do lock up pretty often in my first 2 blocks. Overall, this cube feels pretty good to turn and play with, and I think it's a solid buy and something you should definitely try out. However, for me, these settings don't quite line up with what I like. It performs pretty inconsistently during first 2 blocks. I often turn too fast and overshoot. However, I do love how it makes my second half of the solve feel, which it doesn't perform as well as I'd like to overall in time to solve. Overall, I don't think this is the best cube on the market. I don't think it's versatile enough. It can definitely be great for some solvers if the tension's set up to your liking. However, for me, the discrete adjustment makes it kind of impossible to set it up to be at a point where I like. The kind of stability to speed ratio is never really perfect for me, and thus I will not be using this cube much more.